Hi, thanks for watching. This is Hito from HITOSTAR.com. Today I'm going to be speaking about new moon in Gemini on May 22nd and 23rd, 2020. Gemini is a sign of writing and listening, teaching, learning. So it's a lot to do with communication and information. New moon is always a great time to start something new. So if you like to start something new, especially regarding to communication, social medias, anything to do with internet, writings, speaking, all these things are great for you. Gemini is also a sign for musicians. If you love music, it's a great time to start something new, launch something new. At this new moon, we have the moon and the sun in sign of Gemini, and we have Mars in sign of Pisces. That's making a 90-degree angle, which is called square in astrology. This is an intense energy that can give some assertive energy. Be careful with arguments. This can be a great energy to focus or use your energy, especially towards healing or art, since Mars in sign of Pisces is a lot to do with healing, art, creativity. And another event that's happening at this new moon is we have Saturn in sign of Aquarius that's trining 120 degrees to the moon and the sun in Gemini. So the Saturn in Aquarius is great energy to build something new, build up something new towards the new future. Since we are all spending time at home, well, most of us are, it is a great time to build something new. If your old job or old structure in your life have changed in the last couple of months, which was a big event with Saturn and Pluto, it is a great time to build something new. And at this new moon, because this Saturn is making a harmonized angle, we can use this energy much easier, much more in an appreciative way. Saturn in Aquarius is a lot to do with internet, online, new technologies. So if you are looking into use something new technologies, something new to you personally, it's a great time for you. Another event that's happening at this new moon is something very interesting. We have Venus and Mercury conjunct in sign of Gemini. And we have Neptune square 90 degrees to this conjunction. So Venus is in retrograde right now. I talked a lot about this in the last video, Scorpio full moon. We have Venus, Jupiter, Saturn that went backwards, retrograde in this month, and that has been a big energy. That's the time that we supposed to go inward. So for a lot of us, some project might be postponed or slowed down. But at the same time, this situation with coronavirus has been slowed down as well. And now a lot of people are reopening things. Anything to do with RE is a lot to do with retrograde planets. So since a lot of planets are going retrograde this month, reopening is becoming a big theme. And this Venus, what I'm talking about now, is a big part of it. So having this Venus and Mercury in sign of Gemini is a lot to do with learning, studying, talking, communicating with other people, which is the theme of this new moon as well, since the new moon is happening in sign of Gemini. But because of this planet Neptune that's making a hard aspect to these planets, Venus and Mercury, that can give us a great energy of artistic, creative energy. So Venus retrograde can bring you some things that you used to love, or some people you used to socialize. since Venus is a lot to do with what you love in this world and also people who you socialize with. So that can be just some friends, or it can be your ex lovers. It can be someone you liked in the past. But anyhow, from all these events that happens with Venus retrograde, it's a great time to use your communication, social skills. That way, you would come to some information or some clarity of people in the past or some things that you love. And a lot of times in Venus retrograde, we go back to those things or people who you love, you used to love, and kind of go back to where you were in the past and bring some kind of answer or some kind of clarity from that time. That's how we can really use this Venus retrograde time efficiently. So if you have heard or if you are in communication with people in the past, or if you are doing something that you used to love, or it could be just simply music or some videos, whatever it is, it's a great opportunity for you to look into what do I really love? What do I really love? Either people or just things you love in general. And Venus retrograde is also a great time for beauty makeover. So if you would like to change your look, upgrade your wardrobes, makeup, beauty, hair, it's a great time to do that. But the only thing you need to be careful is not to go crazy with changing something physically. For example, Venus retrograde is not a great time for getting a new tattoo, not great time for getting plastic surgeries. So just be mindful about that. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of planet retrogrades this month in May. So Saturn, Jupiter, Venus just went retrograde last week. And that can either slow things down or because of this situation with coronavirus, it can work in a different way, in the opposite way, that you might be able to resume something. So whatever that's happening now is actually going back to things in February 2020. So if you think back what was happening in February 2020, you might see some connections that's happening this week or this month, because as all these planets are going retrograde, now we are going back the things we've done in the last couple of months, and that goes back to February. So these planets will go direct from September to November. So it is a wonderful opportunity to look into what you were thinking, what you were doing in February 2020, and what have changed since then. And what can you do from there? What are the things you are working on now? All these things can help you go forward with whatever you are working on. So I think a lot of people who are watching this are wondering about what is going on in the world with the coronavirus and all the changes that we are going through. And that's something I've been talking about in the last couple of months in the last videos. So if you would like to learn about that, you can go back to those videos. And one thing I want to say in this video is that you can work on Saturn in your natal chart. If you have your own natal chart, you can look into where the Saturn is. So it's the sign and the house placement. If you're new to astrology and you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's okay. There's always a beginning. You can start learning astrology from now on. But anyways, the placement of Saturn can come up around this time with all the situation we're going through with coronavirus. So that's something that we can definitely look into, and personally you can work on whatever it is for you, because that's a topic of pattern that comes up to your life repeatedly. And that's something from your past life, because Saturn rules past life and some challenges in your life. So if you would like to go through this time much easier, the way out is to work with your Saturn. So I hope that is a little hint for you to look into whatever you can do right now. And also, this is a great time to nurture yourself, since a lot of us are home, at least in New York City still. It's a great time to look inward, not just for your work, but to nurture yourself. What do you really love? What makes you happy? What makes your body feel much better? What makes your mind feel much better? It is a very important time to work on those things: self-love, self-healing. And also, I want to mention this because it's a sign of Gemini this time. If you have any friends and relatives are a sign of Gemini, uh, talk to them, call them, connect with them on social medias. It's a great time to reconnect, since all the planets are in retrograde. And a lot of people need some company, just simply. So talk to them and tell them what you've been up to, ask them what they've been up to. It's a great time for that. Thanks so much for watching again. So here in New York City, I see a lot of people are starting to reopen, but most of people are still at home, and I am as well, except for the time I go for bike riding, because I really love biking and I need a lot of exercise just in general. I can't sleep if I don't exercise in general. So I do need to ride a bike without seeing anyone. Without having any contact with anyone. So that, and going to supermarket, I'm still doing that, but otherwise I'm staying home, just working on my projects. And but I find myself, if I don't talk to anyone on the phone or social medias, I feel like I go crazy. I have set up this schedule so I can do whatever I need to do for my work, and whatever I need to do for something creative, just for fun, and whatever I need to do for my exercise, physical exercise, and to connect with my friends and family. So this, having a plan is really important right now as well, because it's the same thing with Saturn. It's Saturn is a lot to do with schedules and plans. So if you are at home and are wondering how you can make your life easier, making plans actually help right now. So I hope you are doing that as well. And since I've been home, I haven't been able to work with musicians or with recording artists. I actually finished working with mixing artist, producer, who actually got a Grammy Award in the past, that I'm really honored to work with. We worked over the phone, finally got my original music mixed. So I'm planning to release my songs in July. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you know when that happens. But creative things really help me. So I've been writing songs, singing at home, dancing at home, studying astrology. I've been studying a lot of astrology more and more. That way I can help myself through this time and also others. And a lot of people have been asking me, do you do chart readings? Are you doing your sessions right now? My answer is I am doing sessions every day, but what's happening is my schedule has been really full in the last 1 year. I basically have a lot of clients, and I don't have any availabilities in the next couple of months. So my schedule is all packed until July. So if you are wondering if I'm doing sessions, I am, but there is no availability, and I will let you know once anything opens up. But thank you for asking, and I hope this video helps you in some way as well. If you like this video, please do subscribe, like, comment. Anything little helps me. It makes me happy. It cheer me up. So please do. Thank you so much for watching again. I am wishing you a beautiful new moon in Gemini. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Cause you make me feel like I know you